Let me move on to lesson number 1, where this lesson number 1 is going to be the basics of blood relation. So friends, I think 60 to 70% of the students will definitely know the basics of relation, right? So friends, before going to lesson number 2, my advice is, whether you know who is niece and who is nephew and who is grand aunt, grand uncle, then sister-in-law, brother-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law. So these are the important relations that can be seen in many competitive exams. So if you are strong in all the relation, not to watch this video, kindly go back to lesson number 1, type number 2, that is generation gap, then how to draw a tree diagram. If you are not strong in the blood relation basics, you don't know who is niece, who is nephew, who is father-in-law, so kindly watch this video. Be strong on the basic, then you can surely solve all the question in the topic blood relation. So friends, think that you are standing here. If you are a boy, think that you are standing here. If you are a girl, here, right? Brother, sister, friends. Let me start the family tree, that is a blood relation here. That is, this boy is having a sister and this girl is having a brother, right? Brother sister relation. So friends, they will have a mother and they will have a father, right? So mother, father. Okay, if mother has to mother or a father, if they ask to call this boy, then it is called as a son. If they want to call this girl, then it is called as a daughter. So if they need to call this two person, then it is called as a children, right? So they used to call it as a father, mother, or parents. So friends, this mother will similarly have mother and father, right? So mother, father. And this father is also having a mother and a father. So friends, from this person, mother is a grandmother, right? So from this boy, mother, father, it's a grandfather. Similarly, father, mother, it's a grandmother, and father is a grandfather. So friends, always remember that if I am asking you who's your grandfather, this is also a grandfather and this is also a grandfather. In order to separate them, they will use two identifications. One is paternal. Paternal represents for a father relation. Maternal they used to call it for a mother relation, right? Two important things, friends. One is paternal and another is maternal, right? So these are the two important things that they will use in order to separate whether grandfather. If I ask you who is maternal grandfather, then you should say mother relation. Maternal denotes a mother relation, paternal denotes a father relation. So friends, if I ask you who is this person, then you should say, from here I am asking you who is this, you should say it's a mother relation, so you should definitely say that maternal grandmother. If I am asking you who is this person, then maternal grandfather. So similarly, if I ask you who is this, then it is called as a paternal grandmother, then it is called as a paternal grandfather, right? So friends, from this boy, mother and father is a first generation. Listen carefully, generation is also important, right? From this boy, mother and father is a first generation. From this boy, grandfather and grandmother is a second generation. From this boy, the sister will be 0 generation. So friends, clear on the concept? Father, mother, first generation. Grandfather, grandmother, second generation. Brother or sister, 0 generation, right? Okay friends, next thing, think that a father is having a brother, and for example, father is having a sister. Let me assume that father is having a brother and father is having one sister. Similarly, a mother is having a brother and mother is having a sister, right? From this boy, if I need to call this father's brother, then the answer is uncle, right? So uncle aunt represents a father brother or a father sister. So friends, if I am asking you from this boy, what is the relation of this person? So friends, listen carefully. This is also uncle and this is also uncle. This is also aunt and this is also aunt. But you should separate them by using a word, that is maternal and paternal. So friends, if I am asking you from this boy, who is this person, then it's a mother relation. So the answer is maternal uncle. So maternal aunt. If they usually say aunt and uncle, then it represents a father relation, right? So aunt, uncle, that represents a father relation. If they particularly mention maternal uncle, maternal aunt, then it denotes a mother relation. right? So friends, for example, generation gap, right? Next thing is generation. From this boy, uncle and aunt are first generation, right? So think that father brother is having a child. Similarly, a father sister is having a child, right? So if I am here, if I need to call this person, that is father brother children. So if I need to call this person, then it is called as cousins. So friends, can you understand this? Father brother child, it is a cousin. Father sister child, it is a cousin. Mother sister child, then it is a cousin. So friends, uncle and children's, or we used to call it as a cousins, right? Okay. So friends, from this boy, if I'm asking you what is the cousin generation, it's a 0 generation, right? So no generation, friends. So friends, another important thing, so cousin is important, then who is uncle, who is aunt is important, then maternal grandmother, maternal grandfather, right? So friends, listen here, in recent exams they are talking about grand aunt. What is the meaning of grand aunt, friends? Grand aunt, grand uncle, these are the most repeated question that is seen in many competitive exams. So friends, listen carefully, this is called as grandmother, right? If this grandmother is having a sister, or if a grandfather having a sister, or a grandfather having a brother, so friends, they will be called as grand aunt. If it is a girl, then it is a grand aunt. If it is a male person, then it is called as a grand uncle. So friends, from this boy, I am asking who is this person? Then listen here, friends, from this boy, it is his father. So father's mother and a sister. So it should be called it as a grand aunt. If this person is having a brother, so the answer should be grand uncle. So similarly, think that if this mother's mother is having a sister, then it is not called as grand aunt. It should be called it as maternal grand aunt, because it's a mother relation, right? So maternal grand uncle, maternal grand aunt. So friends, grand uncle, grand aunt are most important. If they ask what is the generation of grand aunt and grand uncle, it's also a second generation, right? So friends, I think that this is mother, right? If this person is having a mother, right? If she is having a mother, then it is called as a great grandmother. If next generation goes great. So friends, this is grandmother, right? If this mother is having a mother, then it is called as a great grandmother. Most probably they will cover only 2 generations, friends, right? So friends, I think okay, let me do one thing. See here, friends, listen carefully. Think that this boy is married, right? So this boy is married to a girl. They are in a husband-wife relation. So husband-wife relation, the generation will be 0. And similarly, this girl will have a mother and this girl will have a father. So friends, think that this is a complete family tree of this boy. And similarly, this girl is also a similar complete family tree here. And both the family have joined here, right? Because of marriage, this boy and this girl have joined. I think you had seen in many things that in-law, father-in-law, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, if 2 family merges, then it is called as an in-law. So friends, see here, friends, girl want to call this boy mother, then it is called as mother-in-law. If the girl has to call his husband father, then it is a father-in-law. So if this girl wants to call husband sister, then it is sister-in-law. So friends, similarly, if a boy has to call this girl's mother, then it is mother-in-law. If the boy has to call this wife's father, then it is father-in-law. And similarly, if this person has to call his son wife, then it is called as daughter-in-law. If the father has to call the son wife, then it is called as daughter-in-law. Similarly, if this mother wants to call her daughter's husband, then it is called as son-in-law. And this father wants to call his daughter's husband, then it is called as son-in-law. So friends, this is called as son-in-law, daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, right? So similarly, this girl is having a separate family tree like this. Whenever if you find a merging of 2 families, then it is called as an in-law. So friends, another important thing is think that we know that there are brother sisters, right? If this girl is having a child, that is boy and a girl. Friends, if it is a girl, then it is called as niece. If it is a boy, it is called as a nephew. Listen friends, niece and nephew are most important, right? If this boy wants to call this girl, then it should be niece relation, because from this boy we know that this girl is a sister. So sister child, that is sister daughter. Sister's daughter will be called it as a niece, and sister son will be called it as a nephew. Not only sister, right? If a boy has a brother, so brother son should be called it as a nephew. A brother daughter, it's called should be niece. So niece and nephew are most important, friends, right? So friends, I think we have seen the basics of blood relation, right? The most important thing that you should know is who is mother-in-law, who is father-in-law, who is daughter-in-law, son-in-law, then brother-in-law, sister-in-law. Then second thing, who is uncle, who is aunt, who is maternal grandaunt, who is maternal grandfather, who is paternal grandfather, who is paternal grandmother. Next thing, who is niece and who is nephew, and also who is cousins, right? So friends, another important thing is the generation gap, right? Father, mother, first generation, grandfather, grandmother, second generation, grand aunt, grand uncle, second generation, uncle, aunt, maternal uncle, maternal aunt, first generation, father, mother, first generation, brother, sister, zero generation, husband, wife, zero generation. So friends, generation is important. The generation gap between the person is most important, and where to use in-law is most important. Then the recent exam has mostly covered who is grand aunt, grand uncle, maternal grand aunt, maternal grand uncle. So friends, if you know this basic, just go to lesson number 1, that is next video, what is called as a generation gap, how to use the symbols properly to form a tree diagram. So friends, enjoy the video. Don't forget to watch all the 4 lessons so that you will be definitely strong on the topic called blood relation.